So curious. One can resist tears and behave very well in the hardest hours of grief. But then someone makes you a friendly sign behind a window, or one notices that a flower that was in bud only yesterday has suddenly blossomed, or a letter slips from a drawer and everything collapses. Andrew was a father, friend, and companion. Some of my fondest memories of him were watching him interact with our amazing daughter, Lola. The relationship was beautiful. Because he was thrown into fatherhood without much warning, I admired his ability to love, care for, and cherish her and I. That love is something that I will miss deeply but will always feel. Walking down the grocery aisle with our arms interlocked, that is how I will remember Andrew. It may seem silly, but it's true. I always felt so at peace when Lola was on his hip as I was crossing things off of our lengthy grocery list. And while grocery shopping wasn't his favorite thing to do, he did it with me anyway. He was a hard worker at school, work, and at home. Andrew was pursuing his degree in accountancy and was at the top of his class. He was on the dean's list for several years in a row and always excelled at any assignment that he was given. This work ethic rang true at his place of work as well and in our home. Andrew would work for many hours and come home with a smile on his face, ready to help me cook dinner or put Lola to bed. Cooking was one of Andrew's many hobbies. We enjoyed cooking together, although our food was not always the best. In fact, there were many times that we completely pitched what we made and succumbed to our Taco Bell cravings. Regardless of how our food tasted, the kitchen was one of our many happy places. He also loved to run. On days when the weather was nice and he had a free moment, I would suggest that he always go for a run. Andrew was selfless. Even though there were many things that he often wanted to do for himself, he made sure that Lola and I were okay first. This is how it was with running. He never wanted to leave us, especially if he had been gone all day. Running a marathon was something that he wanted to achieve. Unfortunately, he was never able to complete this goal. I would say that his biggest hobby was being a father and a family man, patient, loving, and silly. These are the three words that I would use to describe his relationship with our daughter. I'm a victim of stress and tiredness, as Andrew was as well. Unlike me, Andrew always remained positive and had the best attitude toward life. He tirelessly and patiently would rock Lola to sleep night after night. I truly don't think I could have survived those days without him. He loved her and I more than I have ever experienced love. He wasn't afraid to be goofy and himself. So many people hide their funny side, but not Andrew. He was always laughing and joking while passing this quality down to our daughter. I distinctly remember just standing behind corners, admiring his behavior and fun spirit. Andrew will be missed dearly. Like the first quote that I mentioned, there will be days when I might be able to resist tears and suppress my sadness. But there will be other days where I will look at our daughter and only see his radiant and smiling face. It is through her that I know he is always here, and through her that I will continue to share his memory.